Today, Chris and I are meeting up at Stewarts in Long Lake. We'll be going to the Raquette River. We'll be using the Adirondack Paddlers map. So today the plan is to drive from Long Lake up to the crusher. We're going to drop off one of the vehicles and then put both boats and all the gear in one car. And then we're going to drive over to Stony Creek, drop off our gear. And because there's no parking here, we got to bring one of the other vehicle down to Axton Landing. Leave our vehicle at Axton Landing. And we're going to walk up about 2 miles, 2.5 miles to the put-in. And we're going to canoe down Stony Creek. And then we're going to come out at campsite 10 where we camped in our last video, and then we're going to paddle downstream and we're going to try to catch one of these two lean-tos at Trumbull Landing. Then tomorrow morning we're gonna paddle to the crusher, pick up my vehicle, and then head back over, grab the other vehicle, and then head home. So we just got to the crusher. This is our takeout. This is where we're gonna leave my vehicle. This is the canoe access point. It's not very often I see an invasive species sign. So we're gonna move all of my gear from my car and put it into Chris's vehicle, and then we're gonna take Chris's car and bring it to Axton Landing. So actually this is the sign here. This is where we are. You are here. We're gonna leave Chris's car at the Axton Landing and we're gonna put up, this is Stony Creek. So we're going to put in here, leave all of our equipment here, drop off Chris's vehicle down at Axton Landing, then we're going to walk back up. And we're going to canoe back down all the way over and hopefully grab one of these lean-tos that are right here. And then tomorrow morning we're going to canoe over to the takeout, which is where we are, drive back over, grab Chris's car, and then head home. There's our DEC phone numbers in case there's any emergencies. That's interesting. I'll have to read that later. And it looks like we got a pretty nice takeout over here. We got a boat launch, a dock. This is motorized accessible, so people will back their John boats and stuff back here and get onto the Raquette River. That's what we're on right now. This is the Raquette River. It's absolutely beautiful out right now. I say that a lot, but I would say it's about 72, 74 degrees outside, and we're expected to be up into about 80 degrees, down into the upper 40s at night. All right, I'm gonna move all my equipment, and Chris and I are gonna head over to Stony Creek. Just took the boat off the car. We're at Stony Creek put-in now. I'm just walking the path down. It's not very far. There's the car, or the road. My car's up here. And doesn't look like the put-in's very far. There's a couple people down here right now. So that's where we're gonna be putting in. Alright, we just put in at Stony Creek. I'm gonna start paddling downstream, get onto the Raquette River, and continue downstream until we get to the crusher and see if we can find some lean-tos that we can camp at. I'm going to try to catch a lean-to down at Trumbull Landing. lean-to campsite number 20. We'll see what we can find. So just a little recap. Chris and I met at Stewarts in Long Lake, and then we drove to the crusher and we left my car there. That's where we're going to be taken out. We had originally planned on going down and leaving a car at Axton Landing. Well, when we got to the Stony Creek put-in, there were several people there, along with an Adirondack canoe guide who I had spoke to, and he said that as long as we were parked off the road and we weren't obstructing the path or anything, that we could park where we were. There were several other cars parked there as well, so we decided to leave the car there rather than park down at Axton Landing and walk the 2 miles back to the put-in. So now we're on Stony Creek, crossing the first little pond here at Stony Creek Ponds, and we're going to go around this peninsula and start heading downstream. The canoe guide said that it takes about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get down to the crusher, so we probably won't even take that long to get to Tremblay Landing, where we're going to find our lean-to. Some really nice houses, some camps on this Stony Creek Ponds. Very nice out this morning. So I believe this is the entrance to Stony Creek, off of Stony Creek Ponds. You go underneath this bridge. Now I gotta figure out which one's which. Do I gotta go that way, or do I have to go that way? Chris is about halfway across the pond now, so I'll just sit here and wait for him. It looks like, based on the grass, in the water underneath me. Looks like the water is coming out. Looks like the water is coming out of there and going into there. And we want to go downstream, so I think we're going to be going this way. I'm going to sit here and wait for Chris for a few minutes. Yeah, the water is definitely flowing in this direction, so we're going to take this one. We're going to take the river right. Kind of hard to tell on the map. The grass and the water looks really cool. We've been paddling for 1 hour now, and we're at the bridge just before campsite 10, lean-to 10 on the Raquette River. We're just taking our time. We're not trying to rush or be in a hurry. We're just out here enjoying the nice weather and paddling on the water. We estimated about 2.5 hours to get to the campsite. We can probably do it in a lot faster than that, but we're taking our time. So to the left of me is campsite 9 on the Raquette River. I've been paddling for 1 hour and 6 minutes. Raquette River is right there to my left. Maybe another 45 seconds to a minute before I get over there. I'm gonna sit back and wait for Chris for a few minutes. He wanted to take some pictures of the bridge, so he stayed behind. Raquette River. An hour and 20 minutes from our put-in on Stony Creek Ponds. We are now at Axton Landing. We're going to continue going downstream. Right here in front of me where you see all these rocks and boulders, that's campsite 12 on Raquette River. I'm going to continue going downstream. See what kind of things we get to see here. Look at them on top of the log right there. Splash! He climbed up there, man. He was pretty high up there for a turtle, climbing up a tree. Who knew turtles could climb? So we've been paddling for almost 2 hours now. We're gonna get out here on this beach and just stretch our legs. Maybe have something to eat real quick. This might even be, this is campsite 13. So we're gonna go check out this campsite and stretch our legs. So this is taking us a little longer than what we wanted to take, but we put in up here at Stony Creek. We came down the river and then we took a right onto the Raquette River and past Axton Landing, and right now we are at campsite number 13 on the Raquette River. We're hoping to get to Tremblay Landing and grab one of those lean-tos. Hopefully one of them is available. But here we are, campsite 13. Just gonna climb up and check it out. Okay, so here's the path. This campsite is right on the front. A really cool spot for a fireplace, I think. Yeah, fireplace is right next to the camp, but I don't know if this is, I don't think this is the camping site, because usually there's marks on the trees. Okay, we're done eating lunch. We're leaving campsite 13. We're going to continue downstream. Saw a decent number of people canoeing down the river, so we're hoping we can still get one of those lean-to campsites. Alright, here we go. The sun is very bright and very warm, so I'm trying to paddle my canoe in the shade wherever I can find shadows. Coming up to campsite number 14. Looks like it's taken. Yeah. He's a good swimmer.
9 years old too.
Wow.
Doesn't know how to take a break.
Well, my dog's 9, and if she were swimming in the water like that, she'd be throwing up water all over the place. She loves to swim. Every time she swims, she throws up water.
She just takes a bunch of them.
Yeah, she just breathes it in and swallows it. And
You time-lapsing?
yeah, I'm videoing the whole thing.
Nice.
I got my own YouTube channel. It's called Lights on the Water.
Cool.
I got a whopping 8 videos on there.
All right.
But my goal is to try to record as much of the Adirondacks as I can when it comes to paddling.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so I'm getting, there's 30,000 lakes, ponds, streams, and rivers, so I'll be busy for a while.
Yeah. What was it? Lights on the water?
Lights on the Water, yep.
Cool.
If you do Lights on the Water, ADK,
Okay.
it'll pop right up.
All right. I'll try to remember when we get back to civilization.
Like and subscribe, man.
Gotta say it.
Listen though, she's only 2. She don't listen.
Actually, if you're the next subscriber, you'll be number 69.
Oh,
Nice.
gotta do it. Gotta do it.
That's the hook right there, right? This tree is absolutely beautiful. That pink color in the leaves. We are in September. Peak leaf change in this area is in the first week of October. So we still got another 2 or 3 weeks before we're at peak leaf change for the fall. But that pink color is really nice. I have a feeling that tree is broken down, it's gonna die. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like the beavers got to it. Yeah, it looks like a beaver got to it and chopped it down. That's why it's changed color so much. That really does look nice though. It's unfortunate that tree won't be back next year. There's campsite number 15. That appears to be taken as well. I'm not really sure, but I have a feeling that this might be campsite 17 right in front of us. So I'll go up, see if I can find a tree marker. That way I know exactly where we are on the map. That would make for a really nice takeout for a campsite. I don't see any tree markers, so that must not be it. So there's campsite 18. I see the tree marker right in front of me. So we must have passed campsite 17 and not even noticed. So we'll continue. That campsite is not taken. We got a little ways more to go. We're hoping to catch lean-to campsite number 21. There is another lean-to, like basically in the same area, but it's not numbered. It is an unnumbered lean-to campsite. Hopefully we can get one of those. The sun is warm. Every once in a while the sun goes behind the clouds and the breeze blows and it feels nice and cool. And then once the cloud moves out of the way, the sun comes out, beats down on you and makes you really warm. Probably in the mid 80s right now. I'd say between 80 and 85 degrees. I don't really have a way to know other than the forecast that I was looking at before I left the house. So pretty soon we'll be coming up on campsite number 19. Supposed to be a really nice clear night tonight. Hopefully I can get some clear pictures of the sky and get some stars. Maybe a nice moon shot. I don't know what the moon is, what phase or what the schedule is or timing of the moon right now. I didn't really look at that on the forecast. I just looked at temperature, wind, and precipitation. It's just supposed to be really nice out. Oh wow. Well, this is campsite 20. Looks like they've got it set up for a long week out here.
Don't worry about it. I'll stop and get it. We're gonna come up and stop and get stuff. Probably got a bunch at the house because everybody's been on this.
So we just passed campsite 20. To the left up here we should be able to find a lean-to. I'm guessing we're probably 10-15 minutes away from it, but I gotta keep my eyes open. Might be tucked back into the woods a little bit. Might be hard to find. So we think this unmarked lean-to is right here in front of me. And so far I don't see anybody's boats, so we might have gotten lucky. So right there in front of me, there's a tree with a wood sign on it with an arrow that says lean to. And there is the takeout for the campsite. I don't see any boats. So it looks like Chris and I might have gotten lucky and on a very busy weekend managed to get a lean-to. So I'm gonna climb up and see what we got here. Doesn't look like it's gonna be an easy takeout. Yeah, there's a lean-to up there. All right. All right, I got one backpack on me. I'm gonna walk up and check out this campsite. Looks like it's a newer lean-to. Looks like somebody had worked on it. We got some steps. Oh yeah, this is a very nice campsite. Chris and I are definitely going to enjoy staying here overnight. It's definitely a newer campsite, or a newer lean-to. Very nice. I have a table. Does smell like somebody probably stayed here. It's cold, but I can smell it. All right, it's time to unpack. So Chris found a date. Looks like it was built in 2014. Somebody spent a lot of time carving over here. Probably did it with a chainsaw. Fuller 145 Tremblay. Campsite looks pretty nice. That's the least amount of moss that I've ever seen growing on a lean-to. Usually they're completely covered. There's the privy back here. I'm guessing that the lean-to and the privy were probably upgraded at the same time. So let's go take a look. Oh, it looks like this privy has the barn doors, so you can open the top and look out. That's kind of cool. That way you can look out while you're doing your business. Not too bad. It's not completely rotten and falling apart, which is nice. And not too far away from the lean-to. So those midnight trips to the bathroom aren't too bad. All right, we're gonna set up our tent and get our air mattresses blown up and start getting the campsite fixed and ready to go so we can have some dinner in a little bit. It's now 3 o'clock. I think we started paddling at 10. So it's like 5 hours of paddling, if my time is correct. And I'm gonna walk around and explore a little bit too. Chris just got done cleaning out the fire pit. I'm gonna relax for a few minutes and then start a fire and make some dinner. We got our fire burned down enough where we can start cooking our chicken. Got our chicken here. Chris is gonna season it up. And oh, there's a froggy.
It's a toad.
Yeah, there's a toad over there. So, and then we're gonna take that chicken, cook it over the fire, and then we got I got some of that cheddar broccoli noodle meal made by Bear Creek. Sorry for the stutter there. We're just gonna cook that on jet boil. Just takes 2 cups of water. That'll be good to go. Alright, time to cook some food. Chicken's looking really good. I got the water. I turned it down, but it was at a rapid boil. And I'm gonna add the noodles with the cheese sauce. Oh, this is alright. Make sure I get all the cheese in there. It's hard to do one-handed. Alright, now I just let that simmer for about 20 minutes and we'll have some chicken and noodles. And dinner is served. So I had dinner and I decided I would just go for a walk around the woods near the campsite. I don't go very far. Try to make sure I can keep the river in sight or something. That way I don't get lost. Look at that big boulder right there. That boulder was probably dropped when the ice sheet, when it melted. I think it's called the North Continental Ice Sheet. Melted a long time ago. I don't remember. A lot of little mushrooms all over the place. I've always wanted to try mushrooms out in the woods, but I don't know them well enough and I don't want to get sick. I'll go walk down there to the water. We have the campfire going. Starting to get dark out now. We had dinner and now we're just gonna go and take a look at the moon and the stars. Just enjoy the night. It's absolutely beautiful out. I got the light up inside the lean-to. Got my headlight so I can see as I walk. I'll go down here and set the camera up on the tripod and see if we can get some good footage of the moon and some stars. Hopefully the clouds will go away enough for me to get some decent pictures. Alright, let's check this out. This ledge, dude. Sunday morning, about 7:15. I'm gonna make some bacon and some eggs for breakfast. Bacon and eggs is ready. We got some salt and pepper. I'm just gonna season the eggs a little bit. Chris can season his if he wants. All right, time to eat. And gonna have a nice sunny day today. It'll be beautiful out. A little while we'll paddle to the car and we'll be heading home. But for now, we're gonna be hanging out. Got the campsite all cleaned up. Those are the log books. and a broom and a couple sticks for stirring the fire around. Found all that stuff. Got the campfire going still, so a bucket of water. I'll dump this bucket of water on the fire a couple of times and make sure it's completely out, and then we'll be on our way. I'll go get 1 or 2 more buckets, dump it on there, make sure it's not even hot anymore, make sure it's cold. Okay, back in the water. I'm going to be paddling downstream of the Raquette River. We're leaving the lean-to site. It's not actually marked on the map. It might be marked on the new edition map. I got last year's edition and it's not on there, but on the side of lean-to and in this tree right here it says lean-to campsite number 21A, and turned out to be a very nice morning. The water is like glass and the sun is out very bright. Say it's probably 75 degrees out right now, and we're going to be heading down the Raquette River. So I know that's all concrete because I saw it when we got here. I did not notice that this was a canoe access point right here, which is a lot better for my hornbeck, my Kevlar canoe. There are some fish. Oh, it was still pretty rocky though. That's all right.